Standard Ninth, Subject English, a play, Part 1. Children, let's start a play. Part 1, Scene 1, a king's court. The court awaits the arrival of the king. Two guards are standing front right of the stage. First guard said to the second guard, "Be alert, the king is about to arrive." Who wants to be alert? Life seems like one long sleep in this land. I am at ease all day, though I am a guard. How boring! I wonder if some interesting drama will unfold at the court today. It would enliven the atmosphere. I would be equally happy if there was none. And here enter the disciple looking around. Halt! You are a stranger. Give your identity. You are right. I am a visitor here, a disciple of the wise sage from the Ghangor forest which lies to the east of your kingdom. What brings you here? I have heard amazing stories about this kingdom of Andher Nagri and the great king Chaupat. I am especially impressed by the fact that everything in the market is sold at the same price. No complications. You have heard right. In our land, you can buy the most rich and delectable sweets for the same price as an equal measure of vegetables. Takaser bhaji, takaser khaja. I am quite happy about it. It makes life easy. So it should. It would be a good idea to settle in this land. But first, I would like to attend the court today and pay my respects to the mighty King Chopat. You may stand there with those people who are in a queue. Loud voice from backstage. Here, you people, here comes the most noble, most revered, most gracious, most learned King Chopat of this vast kingdom. Make way for the king. Bow to the royal monarch. King Chopat arrives to the fanfare of bugles and drums and takes his place on the throne. Let the court begin. The first complainant. Justice, O most great king, I beg for justice. And what is your complaint? In this great land of Andher Nagri, my friend and I have been truly hard-working, honest thieves. All these years we have been true to our profession. And what is our reward? Last night, with great efforts, we made a hole in the wall of merchant's house. When all his family were away, my friend peered through that hole into the house. When suddenly the wall collapsed and my friend was instantly killed. I have lost my only friend and partner. O king, it's the merchant's fault for living in a house with such weak walls. Page the merchant at once. A life for life. The merchant must be hanged. Mercy, O noble king, I had no intention of killing these skilled professionals. It is not my fault that the wall of my house collapsed. My house has been recently built. It is the fault of the bricklayer who carelessly built such a weak wall. Bring the careless bricklayer immediately. He must hang for his fault. O most kind Lord and King, have mercy. I beg you, don't send me to the gallows. I agree that I built the wall which collapsed and killed a man, but it was not due to my carelessness. The mortar which I used to lay the bricks was of very poor quality. There was too much of water mixed in it. It is entirely the mortar maker's fault. Summon the mortar maker at once. He must pay with his life for his thoughtlessness. Forgive me, O merciful King. Please do not hang me to death. I have a wife and two young children. Who will look after them? Your carelessness has cost a life. You must pay with your life. No, 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 my royal lord, I am not to blame. The pot which I used to pour water into the mortar had an extraordinarily large mouth, so excess water poured down into the mortar mixture. I was helpless. It is the potter's fault for making such a useless pot. Let the potter be brought here at once. He must be executed for molding such useless pots. Your Majesty, show mercy to this humble potter. I agree the pot I made and sold to the mortar maker was a defective one, but I am not guilty. As I was molding that pot, I heard the sweet, delicate tinkling of anklets. It was the moneylender's daughter. She distracted me just as I was shaping the mouth and it became too wide. Bring the moneylender's daughter here this very instant. She must be sent to the gallows for disturbing this poor potter at work. Oh, just king, spare my daughter. She is my only child and to be wedded next Monday. Oh, do not fret, father. The king will not hang me. Your most esteemed highness, I rarely step outside the threshold of my home. But as my father said, I am to be married next week and my jewelry is not ready. I had to go to the goldsmith's shop to urge him to work faster and hand over my ornaments on time. The potter's shop is on the way. I could not help it. It is all the goldsmith's fault. Had he delivered my ornament on time, I would not have been forced to go past the potter's shop. Then send for the goldsmith and without any delay he must be hanged. And children, here ends the part 1. We will see next part in next video.